and thank you for watching, or welcome to my channel. My name is Celestial Vegan Tingz, and here are my locs, and they need to be washed, so that's what we're doing today. So we are starting off with this set of ingredients: the lemon, the apple cider vinegar, the baking soda, and the coarse sea salt, as well as I have some black soap that I like to turn into a liquid soap, so I put it in water, like warm or hot water. I cut it up into little cubes, as you see that one floating at the top, and I put it in some water and let it dissolve, and that little block over there on the right hand side is what I used. So starting off with some very hot water in a sink, and we're going to put some sea salt in, and then we're going to use this whole lemon, and we are going to squeeze that into the water as well as the other ingredients. So we're squeezing the lemon in. It was a pretty big lemon, so I was struggling a little bit, but it's okay. We made it work. Then I'm gonna sit my big self on this countertop and chill. So I'm using also the baking soda, baking soda, yes. And then I am going to, like I said, put my big self up on this counter. I have a towel for underneath my neck so I don't hurt myself. My mother is here to help me. Shout out to all the moms that be helping they cheering. Shout out to y'all. And I'm also putting some baking soda in my hair. And here's the apple cider vinegar. So it's come to my attention, which I'm a little embarrassed because I was a science major, that obviously the baking soda and the apple cider vinegar cancel each other out. So like, it's not really cleaning anything. Noted. I did think about that. I did think about that when I was doing this, but like, you know, you see people do this all the time, and it's like, well, they must be doing something, right? And it was fizzing. I will say there was in my ear, a lot of fizzling going on. I could hear it doing the reaction, the baking soda vinegar reaction. I'm going to sit here for 20 minutes. Just sit here and look at how gross the water looks. We're getting in there, we're getting in the roots, and we're getting all of that. There's an oil sheen at the top of the water. I don't know if you can see that, but there was a nice little oil slick on the top of the water. I oil my scalp with like almond oil, jojoba oil, those type of organic, those are, you know, the little natural hair organic type of oils, and it has come to bite me. I do it because I know that I'm just going to deep clean my locks anyway, but like, maybe I should slow down, because it was, look at the oil, like, embarrassing. And the water, not cute. The water looks gross. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna front with y'all. The water looks disgusting. And so maybe I perhaps need to slow down a little bit on that. I have not, as of 2025, I have not slowed down. But I mean, I will get there eventually. So we're putting the water back in. Hair is still, the oil sheen is still there. The water's still looking a little scary, but it's all good. I'm going to now strain this black soap into the water. Strain, because there is like the real black soap with like the charcoal bits and all that stuff. So I have to strain that so I don't get any shards in my scalp and cut myself. I stayed there for 20 minutes. Now, and that water, I can't blame that all on myself, because obviously you saw the color of the black soap. That was not all me. So I'm just trying to get in there and make sure the water's all incorporated. The soapy water's all incorporated into my hair strands. And there goes the second cup of black soap. My mom in there trying to help me out. The water, the My hair felt very oily. And usually when I do this, obviously it felt oily, but usually when I do this, it becomes very dry. And because this whole thing really gets your locks in order, but it felt very oily, like very, very oily, like to the touch. All the good news is it seemed like all the oils were working their way up to the surface of my locks. Bad news is my hair was still, like, I'm doing this deep treatment and my hair is still oily. So I'm rinsing my hair out now. I'm going to do another thing of black soap and really like scrub-a-dub-dub my locks. But again, in the end, my hair is very oily. I've come to this conclusion before, but black soap is not a clarifying shampoo. It's not something that clarifies your scalp or any of that. I don't have a clarifying shampoo. Unfortunately, the one that I wanted to get, there was a Neutrogena one that I learned about years ago. They discontinued that. So I ended up, in the next chapter of this, you will see that I am going to be using fermented rice water. I wanted to try it. And before that, I had to wash my hair yet again. A week had passed. My hair was still oily. I was going to wash my hair again before I did this fermented rice water situation. What I used after a few Googles was Dawn dish soap. What? Yes, apparently I Googled it. Dawn's dish soap is actually really good for clarifying your locks. It's good for clarifying and getting all the, obviously, you think of the little ducks, the oil spill ducks. It's good for degreasing and all that jazz. So that's what I used before I did my little fermented rice water treatment. But you saw, I was getting in there. Like, I was doing 40-minute sits and I was doing my thing. I'm sorry for all the people that are offended that I did my hair in the sink. I have a lot of hair. I had to sit in it. I used to have a little kiddie pool situation thing. I don't know what to call it. Like a hair sink thing that you inflate and put it on this floor. But it was very messy and you definitely needed someone else to help you. It was not an option. Like it was a little too, yeah. And I couldn't sit in the tub because like my neck would be hurting and it would be a mess. So I had to use the sink. I am an obsessive sink cleaner though. Fear not. I clean the sink very obsessively before and after I do anything with my hair in the sink. So sorry for that. But as you can see, I'm getting it a really good rinse. I tried rinsing it so much with cool water this time, just to close the hair strand, and it was very oily. It was. So in the next scene, you'll see that I am going to be trying a fermented rice treatment and get my hair together that way. Okay, so I need to wash my hair, retwist my locks, all that. And I decided I wanted to try out, I've been seeing rice water online and I wanted to give it a shot. I heard you can use it for fermented rice water specifically. I heard you can use it in skincare and hair and all that stuff. So we're gonna try it in my hair. I have it right here. It's I think I let it ferment for like 7 days on the counter. So here's what I did. I washed my rice. I was making rice anyway, so I'm like, let me try it. I washed my rice 3 times, and then on the 4th and 5th rinse, I saved the water and I just poured it in this jar. It's an old olive jar that I'd saved, and so I let it ferment. I let it sit down on my countertop for like 7 days. I didn't mean to do it for that long. I didn't mean to let it ferment that long, but that's what happened. So we're here. And then after 7 days, I put it in the fridge and just let it sit there for a couple days until I was ready. So I guess, I don't know if it's like 9 days. I don't know if it's good. I literally don't know if this is good. I don't know if this is a good idea. But I want to try it. There's like some floaty bits. That was from, I don't think that's like the fermented thing. There was floaty bits when I rinsed my rice. So I'm gonna strain it first and see what happens. It's good for natural hair. I heard it helps your hair grow. I've heard like years ago, people with natural hair were like growing their hair super long using rice water. I've heard that it's great for detangling. Again, I'm not gonna be detangling my hair, so that's not something I care too much about. I just wanted to see how it worked, if it worked, if it did anything, if I noticed any changes. And so I will be washing my hair, then adding this to my hair and scalp and letting it sit. I think it said let it sit for like 10 minutes. So that means I'm gonna be over the sink for like 10 minutes because I'm washing it in the sink. I'm not doing it in the shower. Why? It's just easier. And then I guess I'm gonna rinse it out. And then I'm gonna be doing a apple cider vinegar rinse as well because my scalp is not happy. And apple cider vinegar and aloe vera tend to help with that for me. That's what I've noticed. So I'm going to be using apple cider vinegar as well. But I just want to see if it like makes my hair softer or if I notice any differences. So I will be back and let you know my thoughts. Movie magic. I will be back momentarily. I just woke up from a nap. And I had done my hair right before my nap. It's mostly dry at this point, and I just wanted to come on real quick before I retwisted, before I forget, and let y'all know. You see how frizzy it is? Goodness. Let y'all know my hair feels so soft. It feels super soft and it feels very hydrated. So I think that was a win. That was a win for fermented rice water. Yeah, that was cool. It feels so good. I don't know. It's been feeling kind of dry lately, and I didn't want to deep condition it or anything like that. So I did the rice water thing, and it feels good. I did seal it with this oil that I got from South Africa. It's called Afro Pride Total Hair Care System. 7-in-1 oil serum for scalp and hair and scalp moisture. Sulfate free, petrochemical free, paraben free, no artificial colorants, infused with peppermint oil. And it says to use as a pre-shampoo treatment, but the woman who dyed my locks told me I can use it whenever. She told me to dilute it in some water, but I've just been using it as is. And I put it on my strands when it was wet, when it was completely wet, soaking, dripping wet. And then I put a little towel on, cotton t-shirt, whatever you use, to soak up the excess, including the water, and it feels so good. It feels really nice. So I think whenever I start to feel like my hair is dry, that I'll use that. I'm gonna go retwist now. My scalp feels fantastic. I'm gonna retwist. Where did I put my little tool, crochet locking it up? And I think I'm gonna use rose water because I like to re-wet my parts, or I like to make sure my hair is kind of damp and wet before I retwist. So I'm gonna use some rose water and do that. Then I'm gonna braid it probably to give it a little style, and that'll be that.